Coach, what did you learn about your team tonight?
Well, number one, I think we learned it at UCLA that we're a bunch of guys that are going to battle our butts off. But the thing that we've got to continue to develop is adjustments. I got to be able to adjust. They've got to be able to adjust, because when you're playing against elite talent, it seemed like no matter what we tried to get the game back under control, we had single digits at half. They pumped it up 5-6 minutes into about 14 points, and we were never able to shorten that lead. And I like what our guys do. They give the energy and the effort and the willingness. Like I said, it's a car, and if I say turn right, they'll turn right, and if I say turn left, they turn left, and step on the gas, they go faster. But what we got to be able to do is make those adjustments as coaching staff too. And the guy like Del Nova, we threw 3 defenses at him. And really, as I just mentioned on the radio show, is that we've got to be able to possibly throw a 4th or a 5th option there, and we'll continue to learn that, because our guys will execute it if we try more things. And I was pleased with our offensive development. Again, we're over 50% from the field tonight. We looked more fluid, more comfortable. We distorted the defense or distorted them on defense. But I think we got to, kind of be able to identify these taller guards and pressure them a little bit more. With Fresno State and with St. Mary's, a couple games here with, guards that were, 2 to 3 inches taller, and they're able to look over the top and make some passes and plays.
Talk a little bit about the comeback in the first half. You guys are down double digits, I think 14 maybe. Came back and, like you said, got it within 7 at halftime, and it seemed like you guys, like you said, were throwing some different things. Is that something you would have preferred to do in the second half, to throw all those different things?
Well, we threw 2 different defenses in the first half, and then
but there were like 4
matchup,
guys that were guarding Dellavedova at some point.
Oh yeah,
4 or 5 guys.
Yeah. We tweaked what we were doing within our man-to-man. We changed who was on them. I think the biggest thing to recognize tonight is that you can sometimes give a ton of credit to a player on their team, and I think that Matthew Dellavedova is going to have a chance to be an NBA player. He has that feel for the game that's very rare. At half, I think he had 5 assists, 0 turnovers. He's 6'4", and he sees over the top. A lot of guys make plays, and he's very poised, and he's very patient when he gets into the key, and he waits for his guys to roll, and he throw that lob to the 7-footers. So I like the game. I like the fact that we play these guys, and I like the fact we're playing against elite talent. I like the fact that we're playing against 7-foot kids in the middle. I think it's our learning curve. I like the fact that Reese Morgan gave us a spark off the bench. I like the fact that another freshman, Brian Bennett's getting a chance to play against 21, 22-year-old 6'11" juniors and seniors. The only way you get better is to find out exactly where we got to get better. And that was the most important part of playing UCLA last weekend and playing St. Mary's this weekend, is that we're going to find out how good we are, and then how good we have to be to compete at the elite level, and it helps with recruiting as well.
Were you okay with the tempo, or was that kind of a factor of trying to come back in the game?
Yeah, I think that really was. Ideally we'd like to be a little more controlled with that, but similar to what we had at UCLA, is that once you're down by double digits, you better pick up the pace a little bit and push the issue, and if you have a quick on ball and a rhythm shot, you better take that and see if you can't get more possessions to make the comeback. And tonight obviously fell short, and we weren't able to climb out of that 16 or 18 point deficit.
It seemed like your team was a little bit frustrated at times in the game. What did they do to frustrate you guys, and how can you guys, I guess, combat that?
Well, what was hard is I thought when we made a play, when we got the ball under control, maybe we didn't get a key rebound here or there. Maybe we got the ball under control, but then he throws it to the rim, and the 6'11" guy just kind of puts in. What's frustrating was that we were guarding guys, and we were making plays, but we weren't finishing them. And if you look at their assist turnover ratio, they had 22 assists and only 8 turnovers. And then what that means is that we're frustrated, is that we were there, but we really weren't there. It was a false sense of we thought we were guarding them, we thought we were tracing it, we thought we had knocked that ball away, we thought we battled away. But I guess the more credit has to go to them for they were strong with the ball. Right when we thought we maybe were knocking it away, or we were going to get the stop or get the rebound, they came and made that. So you need at least 5 or 6 of those plays to go our way, where we actually knock the ball away or get that key long rebound and transition the other way. And at least 5 or 6 of those in the second half didn't go our way, and we've got to do a better job of making those go our way.
Last question. Is this one of those games that you get the game tape and you maybe learn a lot more about what you guys need to improve than maybe even a game that you win in the early part of the season?
Well, I think yes, I do. I think to a certain extent, one of the things you're going to learn is what you have to do different to when it's a 6'4" point guard. Because we had him bottled up a few times, and we had the ball under control. We had penetration stopped. But he was still able to make plays, and that's the sign of a great player is when you think you've got him under control. And so that's going to be, when you look at the top 5 or 10 players in the Big West, you're going to say, okay, these are very good players. These are top players. They can elevate their game. Casper Ware was that way last year, Long Bay State. Orlando Johnson is in the NBA now, was that way at Santa Barbara. We've got to be able to step up to those guys and realize that we don't fear anybody. But you have to have a little bit. We as a program, as a coaching staff, as players, we got to realize that we have to have that greater sense of urgency on those great players. That right when you think that you've got them kind of bottled up, you got to make sure you close the deal and close out that possession. And then whether that's a turnover, whether that's a rebound, or whether that's a trace, or that making them kick it out. So, and you can't simulate that in practice. We don't have 3 Matt Deladovas on our practice squad or redshirting right now. And so you don't get better until you play those kind of guys.
Awesome. Thanks, Coach.